So guys, if you ever incurred a loss because of the broker's platform, you need to watch this video very carefully because a trader here incurred a huge loss because of a broker's platform issue, but he was able to recover his loss completely from the broker, right? So I will explain exactly what happened and the sequence of events, the sequence of steps that this trader took, which resulted in him getting the money back from Zerodha. Okay. So please watch this video very carefully, and at the end I will tell you exactly what are the things that you need to do in case you find yourself in this kind of a situation. Okay. So the story is of a trader. He said he lost 10 lakh rupees because of an implementation issue by Zerodha, not because of technical glitch or network issue. Now this is very important to understand here. He said not because of some technical glitch or network issue. Now this trader clearly is very smart because he is mentioning specifically technical glitch or network issue was not the reason for the loss. Now why is that the case? Well, what we don't know is whenever we sign up with any particular broker, there is a clause there that there is some terms and conditions there which the broker says, look, if you incur a loss because of a technical issue or a network issue, that loss has to be borne by you because we don't really have any control over that, right? So what this trader is doing is he's very smart. He's ruling out any technical glitch or network issue. He's saying there was a code issue from Zerodha's side because of which he incurred the loss, and he did a great job in explaining exactly what happened. So let me just walk you through what happened. So this trader seems to be very actively trading, and I mean, I looked at the volume. He clearly is dealing with a huge volume. So he placed some orders at the market price starting at 9:19 in the morning itself. He placed some orders. All the orders went to the order book with the open status, right? So of course, when the orders are not executed, they are in the open status. Then he tried at least 15 to 20 times to cancel them, but couldn't cancel. So this is where the issue happened. So he placed the orders. They are still showing up as in the open status, but he is not able to close them. Now, all this time, the margins were changing. Now, here is the thing. If your orders are not executed, means if you have not taken any trade, there is no reason for your margins to change, right? So that is the first red flag that, something is wrong here. Something is wrong. Why are my margins changing? Okay. Now, please remember this point very carefully because I'm going to get back to this. In case you find yourself in this situation, there is something that I want you to do. Okay. So anyway, we know that he placed some orders. He is not able to cancel those orders. They are still showing in the open status. Now, what went wrong behind Zerodha's server? So what basically happened was that once he placed the orders, Zerodha successfully sent them to NSE. So there was no problem from Zerodha's side sending those orders to the stock exchange. NSE responded with successful orders back to Zerodha, means those orders successfully got executed at the stock exchange and Zerodha received those successful buy orders. It means the trades that this trader was intending to take were executed successfully. Everything happened exactly as it was supposed to. However, for some technical reason, Zerodha was not able to convert those open orders to the complete status, and hence the positions that were created because of those orders were not reflecting in the positions screen. In other words, he has taken a lot of trades. He is already in those trades, but he cannot see what is happening to those trades because they are not visible on the position screen. So he has taken some screenshots here. So the first screenshot here is that, in the executed screen at 9:47, this is like half an hour after he's taking the trades. None of those orders showed up in the executed tab. And this is how his open orders look like. So, you can see here that, these orders, there is this red triangle here showing that there is something wrong with those orders. So at 9:20, pending orders not cancelling, because clearly, how can you cancel something which has already been executed, right? So they actually got executed, but not from the front end. Anyway, let's fast forward. At 10:30, as soon as they change the status, so at 10:30, Zerodha was able to figure the issue out, and they updated the status of complete, right? So all these orders were marked as complete at the price that was there at 9:19 or 9:20. means they are basically showing what really happened. I mean, they're not doing anything here. They're just reflecting what actually happened at 9:19. And of course, this trader says that, this is not how I trade. I basically hold the positions only for 3 minutes at the maximum. And this went on for 1 hour, 15 minutes. So clearly this is not how I do my trade. So Zerodha was basically trying to catch up to, to what has happened. Now at 10:30 or 10:35, whenever he actually got this, he realized that the positions that were created at 9:19 or 9:20, they were incurring a total loss of about 9.5 lakh rupees, right? And the majority of the losses were actually coming from mid cap, because as you can see here, the volume was huge, right? I mean, he actually had a huge volume on this particular position. And if you look at the price here, 63 rupees, 60 rupees, 57 rupees, he bought these options at pretty expensive price. Now let's take a look at the price at which he had to exit. Now this is a screenshot right here. Not sure whether you guys can see this clearly. In mid cap, he incurred a loss of about 6.71 lakh rupees. And if you pay attention here, the trading price, the LTP, was around 14 rupees. So from 60 or 50, 55 rupees, the price actually had crashed down to just mere 14 rupees. And if you look at what had happened during this time, so let me show you on the chart as well. This is the same day's chart. So he bought here, right? And he actually sold here. So basically it was just a bad luck for the trader, because he was, I think, expecting the market to go up, this index to go up, but this index clearly was not in the mood. And from 60 rupees of buying here, he exited at around 14 rupees or 15 rupees, which resulted in a loss of about 6+ lakh rupees. And I'm sure the other losses were similar. So what happened was the trader basically reached out to Zerodha and raised a complaint, and he's also active on Twitter, it seems. So he raised the issue with the fellow traders. And it seems like the story has a happy ending. Okay. So this is what he said, final update on 10 lakh loss on Zerodha. He actually got a refund of 9 lakh rupees, right? Total loss due to the glitch was around 9.5 lakh rupees, but he got a refund of 9 lakh rupees for whatever calculation that they had done. So this story clearly has a happy ending, but a couple of things stand out, right? So number one thing is that getting a 9 lakh rupees refund from a broker is not a joke. It's a huge deal. It's almost impossible. In fact, 2 years back, I incurred a loss of about 40,000 rupees because of a Zerodha issue, right? Zerodha kill switch was not working as it was supposed to. And because of that, I incurred a loss of about 40K, and I never got a refund from them, right? So getting money back from a broker is almost impossible. So let me tell you guys what you need to do to make sure that you get what you deserve, right? The refund that you deserve from the broker, because it's not your fault, it's the broker's fault. So here are the steps. First thing first, if you are trading with a big volume, right, you need to make sure that you are distributing that volume across brokers. Nowadays, the platform issues are becoming very common. In fact, even the big brokers seem to be having this issue very frequently. So if you are dealing with a huge volume, you should diversify your risk by trading across 2 or even 3 brokers, so that in case one of them goes down, you have the other 2 brokers to rely on. Second thing is that in case, let's say you place some orders and those orders are still showing in the open status and you're not able to cancel them, but you see that your margin is changing every minute or every second, you should realize that those orders that you placed actually got executed, right? That's the only reason why the margin will fluctuate. So in that case, you should be calling the broker as soon as possible and asking them whether the orders got executed or not. And once you get a confirmation, even if it's taking time for them to figure things out and reflect it properly, you should take a counter position for those trades, especially the ones that are vulnerable, from the other broker's platform. So let me explain. So in this particular case, as this trader also observed that the margin was changing all the time, he had taken those mid-cap trades, right? So those mid-cap trades which ended up giving a loss of, let's say, 6 lakh rupees, once you realize that the market is going against you, and once you know that Zerodha is going to take its own sweet time to fix those issue, you can actually go to your other broker's platform, let's say Upstocks or 5paisa or whichever broker that you have as a backup, and take a counter position. So if you have taken a long position here, create a short position there, right? And vice versa. If you have taken a short position here, take a long position there. So what will happen is that at least till that time, because this issue took 1.5 hours to get fixed, for that 1.5 hours, the kind of damage that you can do, especially in options, things go so fast, so that at least you can prevent some of those losses from happening. Okay, so that is the point number 2. Third point is, let's say everything goes down the hill and you have to incur a loss because of the broker. In that case, the first thing that you have to understand is that do not accept the loss. You need to fight back. See, this is something which I tried, but I did half-heartedly, right? 2 years back when I had this issue, because what happens is that, we tend to give up. First of all, after looking at a loss, psychologically, we are also like down, right? So we don't really have the energy to fight back. And you almost always know that these brokers are never going to give you money back. So you will think, unnecessarily, why should I take the hassle? Why should I, call the broker or do this? Let's just accept and let's move on. That you should never ever do. Okay. You should not give up, because if you give up, then there is nobody else who's going to fight for you. Right. So number one, just raise a request as soon as possible, raise a ticket as soon as possible. Get somebody on a call, explain them what the issue is. And on these calls, you have to be ultra clear that you need the losses to be completely reimbursed. You should not be negotiating with the broker. You should just be telling them that I need my money back. The next thing that you have to do is you have to raise a complaint on SEBI's score portal. This is what exactly this trader also did, which was a great thing to do, because SEBI is the stock market regulator and SEBI forces the parties to take care of these grievances seriously. And that is exactly how I got my refund back. The other video I made about Axis Bank, right? That's exactly how I got my refund also. So creating a ticket with SEBI's score portal will put additional pressure on Zerodha to resolve this issue properly. Last but not the least, I will ask you guys to leverage social media, right? So this trader, of course, did a good job. He reached out to all the people. He tagged them who are influential in the trading community, who have great number of following, and escalate this issue as much as possible and explain them exactly what happened. So when this issue is happening, make sure that you take screenshots, because if you have those screenshots, you have the proof. Like the screenshots that this trader did, he did a fantastic job. While things were happening, he was taking screenshots because he knew that he had to present this evidence when the issue comes for negotiation, right? So once you have all these screenshots, they cannot deny it, right? So take all the screenshots, post them on the social media, reach out to people who are influential, ask them for help. I'm sure people are out there are very cooperative, very helpful. They will be happy to help you. And that puts some additional pressure, because on social media, especially if something starts to trend, it creates a lot of negative publicity for the broker. So they also would want to resolve this as soon as possible. So if you do this, I think you can mitigate these kind of issues most effectively. But as I said, do not rely on one particular broker for a huge volume, because you never know when one of these brokers get into some kind of a technical issue. All right. So I hope this video was helpful. And if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to ask. I would be happy to answer more questions on this.